Hey there traders, welcome back for episode number 52 from the StockBandit.tv. I sure hope that your trading week is off to a nice start after that move down today. Hopefully you caught some of that on the short side. Alright, so in this episode I want to talk about that very thing. I want to talk about short selling, which really is something that you probably wanted to avoid over the past 6 weeks or so as the overall market screamed higher. After all, we've come a long way just since those March lows. So during that time we also saw nothing more than just 2 consecutive down days in a row. Whenever we did see minor dips, all of them were bought, and so we only saw 3 of those along the way up, and of course each of them led to new recovery highs. But you know, today we did turn lower, and it's possible that after having reached some important resistance levels in the major averages such as S&P 875, you know, it's possible that we may see a little bit more than just a 2-day pullback, and that, of course, that does remain to be seen. But specifically in this episode, what I want to talk about regarding short selling is the way that you can actually get shares to short sell. You know, oftentimes you can go and you can send out that order to short sell a stock, and you're going to go ahead and get filled on it very quickly because there are shares available to borrow to go out and sell on the open market. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you get an order submitted and it gets rejected because there are no shares available to short. Now today I got asked by a member here at the StockBandit.com regarding you know, his trading today. There were 3 setups that I posted last night in the member area, all of which gave some great moves to the downside. CBSH down 8%, and then WIN and NIHD both down over 7%. But this particular person had trouble locating shares for one of these trades, and what he was wondering about is, you know, what do you do to get shares? Well, my answer to that is the same that I'm going to explain to you here, which is call your broker and ask him for them. I know that sounds too simple, but here's the thing. A lot of times a trading platform will either show you that there are shares available or not. You've got to sometimes submit that order to find out that there are no shares available. But once you get rejected on a short sale, if there are no shares available, pick up the phone and call your broker. Some of them even offer instant messaging within the platform. I've experienced that. You also can just get a person on the line and tell them, I want to short XYZ. And what they can do is check to see if they can locate shares. What they'll do is they'll then get on the phone, or they'll go through their system of checking for shares, and what they'll do is they'll try to locate and allocate some shares for you to where you can go and then short sell that stock. If not, sometimes you might have to pay for a borrow, and that's becoming more common. That may mean that you're going to pay a certain amount of money to get that borrow, but in that case you can still oftentimes get it. It might be you know, very inexpensive, like half a penny a share. Maybe it's a penny a share, or a couple of cents a share. And if that's the case, then of course you're just going to have to weigh what your risk reward is for the cost of putting on that trade versus just how much conviction do you have that that stock is rolling over. And of course you're going to make up your money on the downside move if that's the case. So when in doubt, pick up the phone, call your broker, see if they can locate them for free, and if not, see if there's some way that you can pay for a borrow, because a lot of times that's one way to accomplish that. Alright, so thanks again for joining me in this episode. I will be back soon with more videos, but in the meantime, trade like a bandit.